What it do, guys? Manjoume here, and today we're checking out the Star Wars deck building game. I heard about it once, and I don't know too much about it. Apparently it's very similar to maybe another game by the company. A game designed by Caleb Grace. Whatever this inverted F logo is. Fantasy Fight. So if Fantasy Fight has a game similar to this, and it's kind of like a reskin, I wouldn't be too surprised based on what I've heard. So let's look at the box. We have an iconic, just very iconic look of Darth Vader fighting Luke Skywalker. Two lightsabers clashing, the eternal struggle. This leads me to believe, and the fact that it just says Star Wars, that this will be based on the original trilogy, not the prequels nor the sequels. Which could be unfortunate because there's a lot of stuff in the prequels that's cool. There's stuff in the sequels that's cool, but you know what? Maybe save those for expansions. I like that. The side, same thing, and you can see that it takes about 30 minutes to play. And it's 2 players, even though there's, I guess its players icon is 3 people, but it's actually just 2, head to head. Same thing. Simple. Let's look at the back. Star Wars, the deck building game. The fate of the galaxy is in your hands. Experience epic strategic battles in the Star Wars, the deck building game. This easy-to-learn game reimagines the conflict between the Galactic Empire and the Rebel Alliance in thrilling head-to-head gameplay. Recruit characters, collect bounties, and use the Force. Recruit characters, collect bounties, use the Force, and destroy the enemy base. So in here we have over 50 unique cards. Take command of your favorite characters, vehicles, and starships. That's cool that they include vehicles because there's a lot in Star Wars and a lot of them are pretty darn cool. Iconic bases. Choose your base from 10 different locations. Each one has a powerful ability. Bad guys might have the Death Star, like that's pretty iconic. And then good guys will have like Hoth. So we'll see what bases that the bad guys have. Good guys. Be cool to see. And what abilities they have to kind of counter each other if they do that. Or they just have like some kind of defensive ability. One might have more offensive, or what kind of combination we can have between the two to see how unique each fight can be. Components. 10 Empire starter cards, makes sense. 10 Rebel starter cards, so those are your starting hands, your starter deck. Every deck building game you need some like starting deck cards. They're usually pretty weak, but essential for the beginning of the game. And then as you get going and buy better stuff, they become less and less valuable. Those are important to have, being a base set. 90 Galaxy cards, 10 Outer Rim pilot cards, 20 base cards, 1 Balance of the Force track, 50 damage counters, 20 resource counters, and 1 Force marker. And I don't know if they have some kind of deal with the company Game Genic, but they do recommend a certain sleeve. I'm hoping these are just standard size so I can just use some generics. Well, not too generic. The ones that I use are or the ones I want to use are the Pro Mat. So I like this. Everything's kind of on brand with the picture. Okay, full color. Game setup. You have your base. You have your deck. Discard pile. Victory pile. The tracker. Resource supply. Damage supply. Okay. The Galaxy deck is the main deck in this game. Galaxy row. Then you have an Outer Rim pilot deck. So if I'm going to be sleeving these, which I will, I'm going to assume everything here, and of course here, they're going to be the same sleeves. I'm thinking maybe the bases could be a different sleeve, just based on the fact that, oh, okay, let's see what we got. If they have that generic Star Wars backing, they're going to be main deck cards. The different resources, and then I guess this is the one tracker because it's the one white one. All the rest are purple, or yeah, like a magenta and then a yellow. Okay, so we set that aside, and I do like that these are kind of set up to keep your stuff in. That's always fun to have. The Transformers deck building game is really good for that. So we have multiple sets. So we have the Galaxy deck. This can be the main deck. We have not that. They're very specialized. I'm wondering why they're like that. Unless these are the location cards on the back. Well, let's just open one up to find out. Something that would make it easier to snip. Rather than possibly messing up. Not that I'm gonna be sleeving these anyway, but I'd rather the least chance of something getting damaged. Alright, so yes, these cards are the base, the Rebel bases, and then here's the Rebel starter cards. We have 2 Rebel troopers, they're just troopers, and then you have some flavor text. Drawn from various resistance cells, Rebel infantry are well trained and highly motivated. So that's cool. You see Hoth, the Hoth variant right there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Alliance shuttles. They are transports, and again, no effect, just flavor text other than being a transport card. Let's see, Rebel has 2 attack, I think, and this has 1 resource. That's how I'm going to read that right now. Yeah, lightly armored and unarmed, so no attack. Rebel supply ships typically require a fighter escort to traverse contested space. Then last but not least, you have 1 Temple Guard. Last but not least, you have 1 Temple Guardian. When you play Temple Guardian, choose they gain 1 attack, 1 resource, or 1 something else this turn. The flavor text says the Temple Guardian's mask and robes symbolize their devotion to preserving the Jedi's legacy. That's really cool. That's your starting deck. And odds are you're going to be getting 5 of that in turn 1. Next turn, the other 5. Unless something destroys them or kind of recycles them. Deck building game, things like that can happen. So the base cards, first up we have Dantooine, Rebel Outpost. Start the game with this base in play. Okay, so it's very specific. You start with that guy. Then you have Mon Cala, Industrial Strength. When you reveal Mon Cala, purchase a Rebel or neutral card from the Galaxy row for free and add it to your hand. And this says 10. Tatooine, A New Hope. This one's 14. When you reveal Tatooine, swap a card in the Galaxy row with a Rebel card from the Galaxy discard pile and gain 1 resource. Sullust, massing the fleet. While Sullust is your base, place the first card you purchase each turn on top of your deck. 16. So that's really good. That seems like a strong one. Yavin 4, Hidden Operations. When your opponent discards a card from their hand during your turn, deal 2 damage to their base. Oh, that seems pretty good. This must be like health of your base, maybe? Maybe that's how it works. We'll have streams or videos to showcase like us playing the game. And, well, once we learn it. And there'll be some fun times had. Hoth, Planetary Shield. While Hoth is your base, prevent the first 2 damage dealt to Hoth each turn. Okay, that's going to be a hard one to beat. Cloud City, when you play a neutral card for the first time each turn, draw 1. Okay, that's 14. That one was 14 as well. Dagobah, that's only 12, but it has Jedi Training. When you reveal Dagobah, exile up to 3 cards from your hand or discard pile. So exiling must be like your way of destroying the base cards or the starting cards that are no longer useful. Hopefully by the time you get to this. Alderaan, Royal Influence. When you reveal it, gain 4 victory points or something. 14. Rebel Extremist from Jeddah. While Jeddah is your base, add the first neutral card you purchase each turn to your hand. You must exile that card at the end of your turn. So you get to use it right away, but then you lose it at the end of the turn. That might be good maybe later in the game. Early on, it kind of doesn't seem as good because being able to keep those cards is necessary for continuing and ramping up, as most deck building games are. So we'll set those aside and look at the other side of the coin, the bad guys. Okay, you have 2 stormtroopers, just like the other side. Elite soldiers of the Empire, white and black armor of the Imperial stormtroopers inspires fear across the galaxy. To attack. Then we have the Imperial shuttle, and there's 7 of those. 1 supply. It's a transport. A versatile craft, the Lambda class shuttle, is used to transport resources, troopers, and even high-ranking dignitaries. So we'll set that aside. And then we have the one Inquisitor, even though there's 3 in the picture, whatever, that's fine. When you play the Inquisitor, choose one, they gain 1 attack, 1 resource, or 1, I'm going to say victory point. I'd have to really look into it this turn. Force wielders in service to the Empire. The Inquisitors are elite Jedi hunters. So that's your starting deck. And then the first base is Lothal, Imperial Outpost. Start the game with this base in play. 8. Corellia, 10. Imperial Shipyards. When you reveal Corellia, purchase an Empire or neutral card in the galaxy for free and add it to your hand. Galactic Rule. When your turn begins, look at the top 2 cards of the galaxy deck, place one on top of the deck, and discard the other. 16. The Death Star. 16. Fire when ready. Spend 4 resources to destroy a capital ship your opponent has in play or a capital ship in the galaxy row. Endor. Finest Legion. While Endor is your base, each of your trooper and vehicle units gain 1 attack. That seems very aggressive and powerful, which makes sense. Just like we saw a very defensive one for the Rebels, this is a very offensive one for the Imperials. Mustafar. Okay, so bar none, I'm starting to think we have at least planets from other areas in Star Wars, but we'll see for the main decks how that's going to play out. Mustafar. Vader's Castle. When you reveal Mustafar, gain 4, I'm going to say victory points. Kafrene. Trading Post. When you play a neutral card for the first time each turn, draw 1. We had one very similar to that in the other side. Ord Mantell. Bounty Hunting. While Ord Mantell is your base, you can bounty hunt 1 neutral unit in the galaxy row each turn, using its cost as its target value. If you defeat that card, gain resource equal to its cost. Kessel. The Spice Mines. When you reveal Kessel, exile up to 3 cards from your hand or discard pile. Okay, just like the other one. And Rhodia. Imperial Occupation. When you reveal Rhodia, deal 1 damage to the enemy base for each enemy card in the galaxy row. Then discard each of those cards from the galaxy row. So that card will definitely change things up. I'm wondering if it's like you have the one that you have to start with and then you just kind of shuffle the rest. That's how I'm going to think that it's played, at least till I actually learn how it's played. Well, that could be really fun, and I do like the color schematic between the 2, red and blue. Very easy to distinguish. So let's check these out. These are probably the pilots and the tracker. Oh, let's see what they do. Okay, so that's cool. We have turn sequence cards. Wait, what do we got here? Icons, attack, force. That's what that is, force. Resources, and then unique. Learning the terms, very cool. And if you want them just kind of in front of you, you can do that, and now you have both. Or just each player gets, 1, and it's double-sided. Gives you all the info that you need in the turn sequence. So those are cool and handy. So we have this. Oh, okay, so the tracker opens up. I think it's double-sided, unless I don't think there's a difference here. I've never really thought of getting a normal card, and just doubling the size. But you know what? That works. Makes it a lot easier to put away as well. I wonder if it would look too silly to sleeve up both sides and then do this. We might do that. I don't know. Okay, so these pilots eventually go into the main deck in some way because they have that generic backing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Outer Rim pilots. They're all the same. Cost 2. They generate 2 resource. Exile this unit to gain 1 force. So they have an extra ability, but you lose them. And if you exile them, I wonder if that means they leave the game entirely. So once this stack runs out, you no longer have this resource. So this I would consider probably a Maria Hill in the Marvel deck building game, or a Kick in the DC deck building game, or even a Transform and Rollout in the Transformers deck building game. as like an extra option if nothing in the main row really works for you, and you only have 2 left or you want to spend it on something in the beginning turns. This will help you because it costs 2, but then when you play it, it gives you 2, which is really nice. So, and something like I think the DC deck building game does this, but at least the Marvel, it costs 3 and it gets you 2. But this is even better cost to reward ratio. Most of the best fighter pilots are found here. Obi-Wan Kenobi. So he goes specifically to the Outer Rim pilot deck. The biggest thing will be to make sure when you're done playing to put them there and not amongst the main deck cards. So we'll set those aside. Yeah, I wish there was some kind of perforation to make this a little easier to open. Okay, so yeah, these are definitely standard size. I don't know what I was really thinking there, but okay, since it's really obvious when one's a light side because they're red, we have the Z95 Headhunter unit. It's a fighter. If your opponent has a capital ship in play, draw 1. Cost of 1 to attack. While considered outdated by modern standards, the Z95 is still deployed by many factions across the galaxy. I'm guessing everything's a 2-off. Yeah. Jawa Scavenger. 2 resource, 1 cost. Exile this unit to purchase a card from the galaxy discard pile as if it were in the galaxy row. Utini. So they're good starter cards, and then like, well, once they're done being super useful, you can get rid of them. That's cool. Rhodian Gunslinger. I guess that's all he is now. Alright, he's a bounty hunter. Costs 2 to attack. Not bad. Bounty Hunter. This unit gains 2 attack while attacking a target in the galaxy row. The promise of fast credits inspires gunslingers from many species to take up bounty hunting. Kaldor Mystic. Costs 2 to force. Exile this unit to exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile. That's pretty good. It's like a 1-for-1. You're losing a lot of cards, but hopefully you're losing stuff that you don't need later in the game. Some Force users choose to live in exile to hide their special abilities. He looks like Plo Koon, but he's just dead. I think he died in a crash. Oh, okay, so these are one-offs. Or some of these are one-offs. We have Lobot, the officer, cost of 3. He was a 2-2. He's an officer. When you play Lobot, choose to attack 2 resource or 2 force this turn. Lobot's cybernetic implant can interface directly with Cloud City's central network, allowing him to respond quickly to any situation. Then we have Bosk. Costs 3 attack. He's a bounty hunter. When Bosk defeats a target in the galaxy row, gain 1 force. Trandoshians are renowned hunters. For members of Bosk's species, the hunt is a spiritual rite of passage. We have 2 Fang fighters. Cost of 3 attack. They're fighters. When you purchase this unit, add it to your hand and draw 1 card if the force is with you. The Mandalorian Fang fighter is fast and highly maneuverable starfighter built specifically for dogfighting. Pretty cool, and it's very powerful, so not bad. We have the Twi'lek Smuggler. 3 cost, 3 resource. It's a scoundrel. Place the next card you purchase on top of your deck. That's very powerful. Each faction in the Outer Rim employs smugglers to help them acquire the goods they need, legal or otherwise. We have a capital ship, so it's on its side. The Sea Rock Cruiser, 3 cost, 1 resource, but it also has a 3 right there. So it must be like to just destroy it, it costs 3, or to buy it costs 3. Discard 1 card from your hand to repair 3 damage from your base. The Sea Rock is a modified Gazanti class cruiser used to transport goods across the Outer Rim. 2 of those, actually. We have Dengar, the Bounty Hunter. 4 cost, 4 attack. When Dengar defeats a target in the Galaxy Row, gain 2 resource. A dangerous and successful Bounty Hunter, Dengar demands a high price for his services. We have the Quarren Mercenary, 4/4 Trooper. When you purchase this unit, exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile up to 2. Instead, if the force is with you. Okay, that's cool. When you purchase it, you can get rid of stuff. Soldiers in the Outer Rim work for any faction, so as long as the pay is good. 2 of those. HWK-290. 4 cost and 4 resource. It's a transport. Exile this unit to repair 4 damage. Not bad. The Fast 290 is favored by smugglers who specialize in transporting essential goods to dangerous places. Pretty neat. Another capital ship, we have the Blockade Runner. 4 cost, 1 attack, 1 resource, or 4 to destroy. Though designed as diplomatic carrier ship, the Carillion CR-90 corvette is often used to run planetary blockades. There's actually 3 of those. IG-88, 5 cost, 5 attack, bounty hunter, but a droid. When IG-88 defeats a target in the Galaxy row, exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile. Programmed as an independent assassin droid, IG-88 became a feared bounty hunter. There's a lot of bounty hunters in this. It's pretty cool. Like, you don't get to see them, like, showcased as much. So this is cool. Next up, we have the Nebulon B frigate capital ship. 5 costs, or 5 to destroy. Choose repair 3 from the base or gain 3 resource. And you don't have to get rid of it, although the cost is pretty high. They're heading for the medical frigate, Wedge Antilles. 2 of those. Oh, Lando Calrissian, a scoundrel. 6 cost, 3 attack, 3 resource. Draw 1 card. If the force is with you, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. This deal is getting worse all the time. Jabba's sail barge. 7 cost, 4 attack, 3 resource. It's a vehicle. Add a bounty hunter from your discard pile to your hand. So that's good, to get something back. Recycling. Jabba the Hutt uses his massive sail barge to travel the Dune Sea and host parties. Speak of the devil, Jabba the Hutt. 8 costs, 2 attack, 2 resource, 2 force. He's a scoundrel. Exile 1 card from your hand to draw 1 card. 2 cards instead if the force is with you. I shall enjoy watching you die. Probably a translation. The specific sided cards. First up, we have the Y-Wing, the fighter. 1 cost, 2 attack, pretty basic. It's a fighter. Exile this unit to deal 2 damage to your opponent's base or capital ship they have in play. So you just kind of ram your ship into it. Now, while this is out, you'll see that there's upside down stuff. So if we turn this upside down, this is what your opponent sees. 1, equal to its cost, I'm going to guess. Your opponent can use that much. I think attack, probably, to destroy this card. If I haven't bought it yet and it's still in the main row, they can just destroy it, and their award is gaining 1 resource. So there's 2 of those. I want to say this dude was from one of the in-between movies. Baz Malbus, Trooper. Cost 2 to attack. Baz gains 1 attack for each rebel base in your opponent's victory pile. So that can get pretty high up. Otherwise, it costs 2 for your opponent to destroy it, and they gain 1 force. One of those. Snow speeders, we have vehicles. 2 costs to attack. Your opponent discards 1 card from your hand. Watch that crossfire, boys. Luke Skywalker. But if they destroy it, exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile. So that one I would want to destroy if I'm on the other side. You have the Duro Spy, Trooper. 2 cost, 2 resource. Your opponent must choose either they discard 1 card from their hand or I gain 1 force. Reward for destroying him is to exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile. So again, you want to destroy these as the opposing player because it makes your deck better. We have the capital ship Rebel Transport, cost of 2. Choose repair 2 damage from your base or gain 1 resource. Otherwise, to destroy it, I'm thinking they cost them 2. The first transport is away. You get 2 of those. Oh yeah, this is definitely that dude from what was that movie? Where they went and got the Death Star plans. I don't remember what it was called. But this is still that movie led directly into A New Hope. So it's not quite the old stuff, not quite the new stuff, but it's still technically within that like range. Chirrut Imwe unit, 3 cost, 2 force. While the force is with you, he gains 2 attack. I am 1 with the force and the force is with me. Otherwise, if you destroy him, you gain 2 force. Rebel Commando, 3 cost, 3 attack. Trooper, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand at random if the force is with you, so they don't get to choose. The reward for destroying it is 2 force. And there's 2 of them. And then last from this section, we have the X-Wing. Fighter, 3 cost, 3 attack. If the force is with you, draw 1 card. Lock S foils in attack position, red leader. If you destroy it, you gain 3 resource. Some cool characters, although I haven't seen the one on the front of the box yet. And the manual, and probably a lot of other materials that they have for this. Okay, so next up we have Chewbacca. 4 cost, 4 attack. He's a scoundrel. If you have another unique unit in play, draw 1. Are each character specific cards unique? Let's see. This guy would be unique, wouldn't he? Maybe not. Oh yeah, he is. So by his name, there's that unique symbol. Meaning there are specific character cards, so there's only one of him. Once this one's gone, there's none left. They don't exist. And probably like a 1 per deck type thing. So if you have another one of these dudes, Chewbacca works super good with them. Although if you destroy Chewbacca, you gain 3 force. Jyn Erso. Oh yeah, that is literally that. 4 attack, that's pretty good. Scoundrel. Look at your opponent's hand. If the force is with you, place 1 card from their hand on top of their deck. Or you can pay 4 attack to destroy her to gain some force. Then you have a couple U-Wings. Transport. If the force is with you, repair 3 damage from your base. 4 cost, 3 resource. And the reward for destroying it is gaining 4 resource. It's at least on brand. We have the Hammerhead Corvette. Capital ship. 4 cost, 2 resource, or 4 to destroy. Exile this capital ship to destroy a capital ship your opponent has in play, or an enemy capital ship in the galaxy row. So it's a 1-for-1, which there are 2 of. Next up we have Han Solo. 5 cost, 3 attack, 2 resource. He's a scoundrel. He's a unique unit. Draw 1 card, 2 cards instead if you have the Millennium Falcon in place. You know, sometimes I amaze even myself. So looking at the other side, if you destroy him, you gain 3 resource and 2 force. Cassian Andor. 5 cost of 5 attack, not bad. When Cassian Andor defeats a target in the galaxy row, your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Alternatively, if you destroy him, 3 resource and 2 force. Next up, we have 2 B-Wing fighters. 5 cost, 5 attack. Your opponent must choose either they discard 1 card from their hand, or this unit gains 2 attack. If you destroy it, exile up to 2 cards from your hand or discard pile. So again, very advantageous for you to destroy it. We have Princess Leia, the officer. 6 cost, 2 attack, 2 resource, 2 force. Purchase a rebel card from the galaxy for free. If the force is with you, place that card on top of your deck. But if you destroy her, 3 resource and 3 force. Mon Calamari Cruiser, 6 cost, 3 attack, or 6 to destroy. The Mon Calamari Cruiser packs an enormous punch and is capable of going head-to-head with Imperial Star Destroyer. So I'm guessing Imperial Star Destroyer is going to be this, but for the other side. Millennium Falcon, the other unique card. 7 cost, 5 attack, 2 resource, transport. And a unique unit from your discard pile to your hand. So you would get Han Solo. Well, you would play this, get Han Solo back, play him, and get his added effect, which is pretty darn cool. Then the reward for destroying it, as you might imagine, purchase a card of your faction for free. That's pretty darn good. Yeah, last but not least, also notably we do not have Yoda, because he's not here. Luke Skywalker, cost of 8. This is your best and most expensive unit. 6 attack, 2 force, Jedi. He's a Jedi unit. If the force is with you, destroy a capital ship your opponent has in play. I am a Jedi like my father before me. Although if you're able to destroy him, gain 4 resource and 4 force. So I would think that if I had the choice between like buying something really good or destroying Luke Skywalker, I would probably just want to destroy it, if that's truly how that works. Going on to the Imperial side, we have the TIE Fighter. If you have a capital ship in play, draw 1 card. Fighters coming in, Land of Calrissian. There's 3 of them. But if you destroy them, you gain 1 resource. Not much, but pretty low. Admiral Piet, a unique character. 2 costs, 2 resource officer. When he's in play, each of your capital ships gain 1 attack. So you want to take him out. Or get rid of him, because that seems like that would like add up for them. Otherwise, you would gain a force by destroying him. You have 2 TIE bombers. The fighter, 2 attack, 2 cost. Discard 1 card from the Galaxy row. TIE bombers carry enough firepower to destroy virtually any target. Although if you destroy it, you can exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile. We have 2 scout troopers, 2 cost, 2 resource. Reveal the top card of the Galaxy deck. If it's an Empire, gain 1 force. If it's an enemy card, discard it. That's just good. Reward, exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile. We have 2 Death Troopers, 3 cost, 3 attack, trooper. While the force is with you, he gains 2 attack. If you destroy it, you gain 2 force. TIE Interceptor, 3 cost, 3 attack, fighter. Reveal the top card of the Galaxy deck. If it's Empire, draw 1. If it's an enemy card, destroy it. So that's pretty cool. The reward for destroying it is 3 resource. We have the Gazanti Cruiser, 3 cost, 2 resource, or 3 to destroy. Discard 1 card from your hand to draw 1 card. That's pretty good. You get rid of one of the starting cards and then hopefully get one that isn't. The Gazanti class armored transport is used throughout the Empire to ferry goods and personnel between worlds. Got 3 of those. Moff Jurad. He's a unique fighter, 4 cost, 2 attack, 2 resource. Officer, look at the top card of the Galaxy deck. If the force is with you, you may swap the card with a card in the Galaxy row. That's interesting. Or destroy him for 3 force. General Veers, officer, 4 cost, 4 attack. They really had to scrounge around for extra unique people on the Empire side. I mean, I know they exist, but who really knows them? Let's see, if you have a trooper vehicle in play, draw 1 card. Target maximum firepower. Or if you destroy him, get 3 force. ATST, 4 cost, 4 attack vehicle, discard 1 card from the Galaxy row. Equipped with 2 chin-mounted blaster cannons, the Imperial ATST obliterates targets at range. Reward, exile up to 2 cards from your hand or discard pile. Landing craft transport. Choose, gain 4 force or repair 4 damage from your base. 2 of them, thanks. Reward would be gain 4 resource. Director Krennic, officer. Draw 1 card, 2 instead if your base is the Death Star, so very specific, but it works out for them really well. 5 cost, 3 attack, 2 resource. We stand here amidst my achievement, not yours. His reward is 3 resource and 2 force. Boba Fett, considered a bad guy, I guess. He's a bounty hunter, cost of 5, 5 attack. When Boba Fett defeats a target in the Galaxy row, draw 1. He's no good to me dead. Although if you destroy him, gain 3 resource and 2 force. You have the Imperial Carrier, 5 cost, 3 resource, or 5 to destroy. While Imperial Carrier is in play, your fighter units gain 1 attack. The Imperial Carrier can hold up to 48 starfighters in its 4 hangars, making it effective mobile headquarters. 2 of those. Grand Moff Tarkin, officer, 6 cost, 2 attack, 2 resource, 2 force. I think that might be like Leia, actually. Add an Empire card from the Galaxy row to your hand. You must exile that at the end of your turn. Not bad. You get it for free, basically. So, not too mad at that. But the rewards for defeating him are 3 resource and 3 force. AT-AT. There's only 1. That's too bad. Let's see. It has 6 attack, 6 cost. Vehicle. Add a trooper from your discard pile to your hand. That's good recycling. That's kind of like the Millennium Falcon. Probably why. Reward. Purchase a card from your faction for free. That's a good one to do. Star Destroyer, like we said before. Star Destroyer, 7 cost, 4 attack, 7 to destroy. The distinct profile of the Imperial class Star Destroyer is a symbol of the Empire's strength. Stationing just 1 in orbit of a planet could quell local unrest. So there's actually 2 of them. Then, as you might expect, the Sith, or the biggest unit here, is an 8 cost, 6 attack, 2 force, Darth Vader. So that's the polar opposite of our Luke Skywalker. If the force is with you, he gains 4 attack, which is a pretty darn strong. That's 10 attack. I don't know what can even beat that or even, withstand that kind of power. You don't know the power of the dark side. But to destroy him, you get the same 4 resource and 4 force that you would with Luke Skywalker. Again, if you have a choice, if both are here, I guess the better play is to get it for yourself and then hope that they can't buy it next turn. But I don't know. We'll see how that really plays out. Well, guys, that's an unboxing of the Star Wars deck building game. I need to sleeve these up before playing them because I don't want them to get messed up. If you want to stay up to date on my videos and live streams, both YouTube and Twitch, check out links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining. That's all for now, guys. Manjoume out.